So the world has had a lot of low points recently, but the real low point as far as the United States is concerned, Badwater Basin, Death Valley.
282 feet below sea level. It's salt, crystalline salt, and the reason it's brown is it has just a little bit of Mama Nature's dirt mixed in with the crystalline salt.
And over here it's whiter.
Less brown stuff from people.
Yes, dirty shoes. From people who just hiked Golden Canyon.
There's a robin out on the salt flats.
In 102 degree weather?
Oh, it's probably 104.
Well, this is
Just
lowest
about
point.
300 feet below sea level.
And there's the couple that took our picture.
Woohoo!
Welcome.
So an enterprising tourist just spotted something really interesting. You'll note we're about 300 feet below sea level, so if we go way up on this cliff, and I have to figure out how this works.
Actually, it's easier to do it the reverse.
No, I feel it, I just can't find it.
That was the sea level sign.
Just couldn't find it.
Hard to spot. On our way up to Zabriskie Point. And you said you've been to Death Valley, but never here.
Never here, always wanted to come here. Always working. Robin shooting a duck at Zabriskie Point.
Well, Dee Dee has to go to key movie locations and do a lot of traveling. Jeremiah got left in the car. He said it was a little hot for a frog. Lots of famous movies filmed in Death Valley and have that name in the title, but another one has Zabriskie Point as part of the title. And it's kind of a weird movie to watch, and it encourages you to roll down the hill and take your clothes off and make love, which is really not what I'm in the mood for right now in 94 degrees. This is supposed to be a good sunset area, but I think it might look a little bright at sunset. But it certainly is impressive and pretty, with otherworldly badlands.
Here comes a robin on Zabriskie Point.
Today's run or walk, getting some footsteps in. Without hiking poles.
And here we are on a trail.
Is this a trail?
High up here, overlooking the works. Look at this. Wow. So one of the things you see here among the borax deposits in these lake deposits, we're up here at Zabriskie on a little trail. And sure enough, right here is crystalline ulexite, right there, which is a major borate mineral. Here's a piece of it here.
So at Death Valley, sunrise is also a sport, just like at Grand Canyon. Sunrise at Zabriskie Point. All right, this is the Artist's Palette 5-mile loop, an area that played a planet called Tatooine in Star Wars. There wasn't a lot of action here. It was mostly scenic because some people think those colors are really pretty. And they look like they could be on another planet. This is one of the scenic areas of Artist's Palette Drive where you can get out and hike and pretend maybe that you're on the planet Tatooine in Star Wars. Indisputably, the most popular hike in Death Valley is Golden Canyon in the path of R2-D2. R2-D2 did not need a restroom because, hey, he was droidy or robot-y on Tatooine when he crash landed with a bunch of his friends. Well, a couple of his friends. And then there was a separation and R2 has to go off by himself. Going up Golden Canyon, this is not an R2-D2 at all. You can't really follow the footsteps of R2-D2, but you can follow his path. And from behind little crags and rocks like this, the Jawas were spying on R2. Fred proclaimed the first scramble, but I think this is a scramble I'm actually capable of. This is even just a few footsteps in. Really a pretty cool canyon, don't you think, Fred?
I think it's fantastic.
No question, it is a beautiful hike.
See how careful they're going down? Piece of cake. Okay, Robin's gotten way up here. And she didn't think she could. And we're making her stop about every 100 steps and wait 2 minutes facing the wind.
Suffered from it. This is where we're not going. We came up really steep.
Up the valley.
Oh, I see it.
There.
I see it.
Down below is where our actual trail is.
Fortunately, not the way we're going.
My phone
we're
seems
going
to
easy
have
way right
heat
there.
stroke. Hopefully it will survive this trip. It felt terrible going up that big hill,
Ah, me too.
but this is fine.
Going downhill.
I think that's what the ranger told me. He said it was a bit of a scramble, and my feeling is that eggs should be scrambled, but not me or the trail.
Hold it, wait on me and I'll come back here.
Yeah, here, if we get here, you can get through and go help her out. She's stronger than me for that.
All right.
I'm going on my butt.
Just throw them on the ground, that's fine. But scrambling is good.
Fine. This rock's nice and smooth. Boy, this is the most interesting conglomerate here.
Do you want us to take your sticks?
These are yours.
Those are yours.
No,
Fred has.
okay.
I'll just drop them right there.
Okay.
Here. Jack, want to pass these?
Oh boy, my sticks.
Yeah, nice conglomerate.
Look at that.
Really well cemented too.
Thank you, Jack. And I'm going to turn around, and there's Fred coming through. You made it. Good job. So this is pretty fun.
Well, we made it. I didn't think going up that long climb was going to be difficult.
Well, thank you. Right to the end, this has been dramatic. And we're not at the end yet, but there is Badwater Road. A few cars going down it. And for Badwater and Death Valley, there's some natural green out there, which I haven't seen much of that on this trip, other than the stuff at the hotels. Okay, where's your woohoo? Really? A phone call? That's ridiculous. That's Fred. This sign says to be careful if we're going to go for a walk because a fall could be very painful. That's because why? This is all salt?
It's all salt, all halite. As
Halite.
far as you can see, halite.
And the name is because supposedly only the devil could play golf here. Personally, I don't want to imitate either Gregory Peck in Yellow Sky or Marlon Brando in One-Eyed Jacks as they run away from the law and get stranded in desert like this. Especially Gregory Peck, because he really needed chapstick. We're heading towards the old Furnace Creek Inn, which was the high-end place. It still is the high-end place. We saw a lot of Porsches in the parking lot. Whenever a movie shot here in this section, this is where the stars stayed. As a miner with total gold fever, do you care about borax?
Yep, borax is very important. Used in all kinds of stuff, not only a flux in the mining business, but soap, all kinds of industrial products we use today, both in the house and in industry. And the borax business was the most profitable of all the mining businesses for decades.
More profitable than gold.
Yep.
But did you ever hear anything like borax fever?
So what does borax mean to the film industry, Robin?
Borax means something to the television industry primarily because Pacific Coast Borax, which became U.S. Borax, sponsored Death Valley Days, and every week you'd see pictures of the 20 Mule team and then hear a Death Valley story, or sometimes it was set in Nevada like in Bullfrog, other places. Okay, film related, one of the hosts, Ronald Reagan, I think he was known for movies and something else, I don't know what else, something else. An amazing thing about Death Valley Days, it lasted 20 years as a television show. 20 years. That's phenomenal. And before that, it was a radio show. Before Harmony. After Harmony. Not much left. Why did they call it Harmony, Fred?
Don't know if there was a reason, though.
Because they wanted to live in harmony in Death Valley, where you find places like Desolation Canyon. Yeah, harmony. What is this, Fred?
Ore wagons for borax.
Ore wagons for borax. And it was those 20 mule teams that did it, huh?
Yep.
Teams of 20 mules, but they say actually sometimes it was
It's 20 mule team, so it's 40 mules.
This is not a 20 mule team. This is more like a 4 mule team. Death Valley Wildlife. They're turning their butt to me. How could they do that?
Going down.
Time for a bath. Facing me, not with a face, but with a butt, as all wildlife feels obligated to do. No, you're going to look at me now. Okay. Cool. Fred's not singing, but there's a fly buzzing. I think he's buzzing the tune, Sunrise Side of the Sierra, Death Valley's in Bloom.
So sometimes in March, Death Valley has spectacular flowers, but last winter with almost no rain, these are the only wildflowers we've seen in 2021. Robin, you finally got to see Death Valley for the first time. What's the low point?
Well, a low point for me was it got so hot my cell phone, which had its problems anyway, went on strike and basically shut down. That thing was frying. High points. A high point for me was recreating, I would say, the footsteps of R2-D2, but he did not have footsteps, going up Golden Canyon and planning to turn around, but being convinced by you and 2 other people, Karen and Jack. We all looked up this steep, awful, barren-looking hill and said we were going to do it anyway. And then when we came out, it was, oh my God, beautiful. So that was a high point of visiting Death Valley, getting to hike Golden Canyon, the way we did it, 4.5-mile loop. We are in Death Valley, one of the low points in the continental United States. Was there actually a high point?
It's fun to be here with you and be able to finally see all this stuff I had to drive by. A lot of it I've written about, professional papers, so it's been a lot of fun. And hot.
It's hot. I really wasn't exaggerating. So part of the reason to stay in a park is so that you can see the sunset.